Please.
Flores, time this up. Thank you very much.
I had 3 more seconds, and I had the whole thing. I was supposed to have 3 minutes.
Sir, thank you. Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Chris.
It's the JR Show from Studio 99 at the American General Media Complex, on air at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Little production notes.
Radio.com. Now,
these are about to die.
Here is your host, JR.
Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Kern Radio. Check us out online at kernradio.com. You can also download that Kern Radio app to your smart device and take us wherever you are. Also streaming live on YouTube. That's right. Head over to YouTube. Search up Kern Radio. Hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and come along with us live every single day at 2:05. You can also find us on social media. Just look up Kern Radio on Facebook, Instagram, and X. I am also out there, JR Flores, or why not JR, broadcasting from the Kern Radio studios, powered by Adaptive Networks. That's right. For all your IT needs, give them a call. We trust them here at American General Media to help keep us on the air. Call them 661-241-0638. It's Adaptive Networks. We got a great show for you lined up today. Your calls, questions, comments taken at any time. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. It is a Wellness Wednesday, so we have a guest. Dr. Naisha Davis Massie will join us. She is a licensed trauma therapist. And she is hold on, I'm trying to turn my notes over here. You ever have to lick your finger to get the paper? And people that read books, or when you used to read the newspaper, you have to lick your finger to turn the page. Ever? No? Okay. She is a licensed trauma therapist. She is also the clinical director and owner of Inspire Me Counseling and Psychotherapy. We're going to talk about heading into the new year, how you can kind of take baby steps into your resolutions and not trying to conquer the whole year in one day. We'll discuss that with the good doctor. We'll have to talk about the national news that is going on. We cannot ignore it, and I believe that is delayed because I have some of that audio of Governor Tim Walz out of Minnesota talking about the ICE officer involved shooting in which one person is now dead. We'll get into the details about what we know and what people are saying, what we are expecting to happen. And what else were we supposed to talk about, Chris? Oh, city business. That's right. I didn't even write it on my notes. I was like, there's something else. There is a city council meeting today. We'll discuss what they're going to discuss, purchasing the Bank of America building. But I also hear there's going to be some people showing up that y'all think I got a problem with Andre Gonzalez. There are some people that are more determined than I to get rid of City Councilman Andre Gonzalez. I'll explain later in the program. And did you see the new sign out there as you're driving down Truxton Avenue for Dignity Health Arena? That's right. They're putting in a new sign today. The old one got old. But don't worry. From what I read anyways, when they approved this back in August, because I saw the sign going up, I was like, oh, you know me. I'm like, how much did that cost us? How much is the new sign? And they tried, well, it's the same people that put up the sign at the Atlanta for the Falcons. And it's the same people that put up the sign. I don't care. Same people that put up the sign for some sports complexes in LA. I don't care. How much is the sign costing us? $700,000. $700,000 for a new sign out there in front of Dignity Health. That's okay. We need it. We need it because, and they said, don't worry, it's not coming out of the budget. The arena now and they did work out a new deal. So they may be now profitable. He laughs. And so the $700,000 is coming out of the profit from the arena. I'm led to believe. We'll discuss that. Oh, and you guys know the index that always comes out. The U-Hauls, who's leaving, where they going, where are they not going? Yeah, you know where California falls, but I'll tell you anyways. Oh, but last night, we discussed it yesterday a little bit. 17 is running their story about Kathy Scrivner, the Kern High School District Board of Trustee, and her relation as mother to Zach Scrivner and her involvement in the night of the incident that I don't want to get back into the details. We all know by now what is going on, just like we all know what's going on at Rio Bravo Country Club. Boy, we'll get into that one too. We got all the tea. Shout out to Kern County Activities. Your boy's getting... It's like that girl that you waited to follow you for a long time, that you've been following, and you heart all of her pictures in hopes that she'll follow you back one day. They're following you, your boy. They're following your boy. Kern County. I know y'all follow Kern County Activities, but they're following your boy. Just saying. But yeah, we'll get into the whole Rio Bravo mess. My goodness. But back to Kathy Scrivner. She is being... And it's not, this is the thing. And she actually finally came out and made a statement. At least she's talking to somebody, because it certainly isn't investigators. But sometimes I make myself laugh. I don't care. She finally released a statement last night in response to what she is claiming and is accusing. And I have to, I guess, include myself in this bunch. The media. It's the media, you see. We are circulating, quote, harmful and unfounded claims. Well, I'll have you know, Miss Kathy Scrivner, Kern High School District Board of Trustee, that it wasn't us. We didn't make up that claim. We didn't just pull that out of the iCloud somewhere. The state attorney said that during the mental health hearing for your son, that you encouraged the kids not to speak, that you seemed more upset that your sister, the district attorney, Cynthia Zimmer, called the sheriff, Donnie Youngblood, and that's why law enforcement got involved to begin with. That's according to the state attorney's office. Now, KGET, to their kudos, has put in many requests to the state for records and have been denied. Well, your boy put in a request today to a different department to obtain records. Because now this part of it is maybe rumor. It is rumored that she is on body cam footage expressing herself in these ways. I just want to see the tape. So your boy put in a little request. We got 10 days. Start the clock from this morning. So Miss Kathy Scrivner, Kern High School Board of Trustee member, and I keep repeating that because as a Kern High School Board of Trustee member, she is a mandated reporter, meaning she has to report any and all forms of child abuse that she is aware of. And she knows this. So I'm just going to read her little statement here without trying to interject my own opinion and emotion into it. She says, quote, "Throughout my long career, I have consistently considered it my primary responsibility to ensure a safe environment for every child entrusted in my care. I have never and would never, under any circumstances, fail to report or discourage the reporting of any physical or emotional danger to a child, including my own children and grandchildren. End quote. So who's lying, Miss Scrivner? Are you accusing the State Attorney General's office of lying? Now, I know a lot of you are going to look at, kind of stare into the YouTube or nod your head. Well, JR, it's the State Attorney General's office. I mean, but I'll take them on this one. Somebody is lying. And you know what doesn't lie? Well, these hips, but no, the tape. What, Chris? What? I got to inject humor sometimes, okay? What?
No.
Just play the song coming back. Go ahead. No. You can play the song coming back. It's all good.
Yes, but
a little bit of Shakira. It's okay. But the tape don't lie. And I want to see the tape. Somebody's lying. And I would hope that a state attorney would not lie in court. So, Ms. Kathy Scrivner, and my request for public records, the clock is ticking. We have 10 days. I'll let you guys know when I hear something back or when I get what I'm looking for. You might think it's your primary responsibility to ensure a safe environment for every child entrusted in your care. But if you didn't know, because apparently you did, because you're claiming your son is under some mental duress and everybody was aware of it. Now you're all saying, oh yes, he was dealing with all these things. Well, if he was dealing with all of these things, Miss Kathy Scrivner, Kern High School Board of Trustee, and it is your role to ensure the safety of kids, knowing what your son was going through, should you have left your grandchildren in the care of your son? Just saying. And it's not even about protecting her own son, because I've thought about this. Oh, I made a statement the other day. It's sad because they're protecting Zach Scrivner more than they're protecting these kids. And it came to me last night. No, it's not about protecting Zach. It's about protecting the Scrivner name. It's about protecting that family dynasty. Because remember, he sat on the floor. He was a Kern County supervisor. His wife is on the Kern Community College District Board, used to be a Tehachapi City Councilwoman. His mom, Kathy Scrivner, the one in question, is the Kern High School Board of Trustee. And his aunt, as we all know, is the district attorney, Cynthia Zimmer. It is a family dynasty here in Kern County, and that name will be protected at all cost, even at the protection of their own grandchildren. I got to get to a break. On the other side, I'll take your questions, comments, text messages, phone calls. Jump in the YouTube chat if you want. Head over to YouTube, look up Kern Radio. 661-842-5376 is the number to dial if you want to jump on the phone. On the other side of the break, we'll talk about the national news that we cannot ignore. A woman is dead after an ICE-involved shooting this morning in Minneapolis. Was it in Minneapolis? Am I right? Or is Minnesota? I know Minneapolis is in Minnesota, Chris. Don't look at me like that. Not sure who, if any of you have saw the many angles of this morning's events. We'll break down my thoughts and who is saying what. We'll hear from Governor Tim Walz as well as the mayor of Minneapolis. All that, plus Dr. Naisha Davis Massie, a trauma specialist. We'll talk about mental health in the new year. All that coming up. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Thursday edition of the First Look program, we'll be joined by Dr. Corey Gonzalez, and that means burritos. And by
Go get them, Faith. Go to that Kern High School District Board meeting. Do it. A bunch of people are supposed to show up at the City Council meeting tonight, apparently. Or they're trying to get people to show up tonight. We shall see if that happens or not. But get them, Faith. Gordon, I was a mandated reporter when I was with KHST. If I did what Mrs. Scrivner did, I would be in jail. Yes, you would, sir, but that family is powerful. Could have been a defendant in a lawsuit, too. That, too. Y'all are crazy. Is everybody meeting their resolutions in the new year so far? We're in day 7, you guys. We're in day 7. 7, right? We're at weekend? It's the 7th? Is everybody doing good? I know some of you are tired of probably hearing about the Scrivner case and Kathy Scrivner and the whole thing, but that's what they want. That's why they've dragged it out this long. They want us to burn out on it so the story can just go away and they can continue to have their family legacy live on in Kern County when every single one of the people that were involved that night in that family need to step down from their positions, in my opinion. That's exactly what I was just saying, Sergio. Wait, hold on. JJ, I had a class with Zach last year at CSUB. That fool didn't have anything wrong with him if you're going for a master's. Right? That's all I'm saying. It's crazy. Crazy.
KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
That's right. Them hips don't lie, girl. They don't either. Welcome back. Why are you looking at me like that, Chris? Welcome back. It's the
No, I'm just pointing at myself.
Why?
Because, I can't be, turn away from a challenge, and I shouldn't have played at all. But you know what? It was put on the table.
I just laid it out there.
Test me.
I didn't. Sometimes, dude, I don't even. I'm just talking, and because my brain is too fast when I think sometimes about funny stuff, it doesn't filter, and I just make the joke, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably not a good time to make a joke, JR. But that one, the hips don't. I don't know. It was good. I thought it was timely. I just, break the seriousness of the whole dang thing. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. But I did put in a public information request, and we have 10 days for them to respond. And I will be more transparent than everybody else and tell you how that goes. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. Anything on the text message board before we jump into national news? No?
Actually, Bear.
All right. Somebody had said something. Where was it? I wanted to. JJ in the chats on YouTube said, I had a class with Zach last year at CSUB.
Oh.
And that's what I said. I said, whoa, what? He said, that fool didn't have anything wrong with him if you're going for a master's degree. Right? Right? I didn't see Fernando Jara at CSUB taking.
Although I am very curious
what's
what
that?
class was like
With?
after everything went down.
Oh, yeah.
How did you?
Well, I don't think he started class until after all of this went down.
Then, well, with all of that going on, though, is more what I meant. Like, with
all
of this happening, like, did you guys?
I would
talk about. Like, I thought he talked about.
Oh, heck no.
You know what I mean? Like, did anybody give him grief for it? Did any outstanding member of society, as they like to call themselves, try to give him grief?
JJ, you were in there. Did anybody do that? Not only that, did you try to befriend him? Would you have tried to befriend him? Hey, dude, you want to get some lunch? Hey, Zach, you want to get some lunch?
Heck no.
We'll get some pizza with mushroom. See, it's the jokes. They just, and it's not a joking matter, Christopher. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. I understand that, JR. I don't like it, but karma comes. Just ask the guy from Venezuela. I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, my goodness. We got to move on to some national news, as most of you have probably heard, or at least caught the video or the news by now. A woman is dead after an ICE-involved shooting. This comes out of Minnesota. I heard the story, and then obviously once you get on social media, whether it's Facebook or especially X, you can usually find what you need to find to make a determination on something. And so there's videos of the shooting, multiple videos of the shooting, multiple angles of the video of the shooting. One of the original ones that I saw was officer appeared to be in front of a van, and the van accelerates towards the officer, and that's when the officer opens fire. From other angles, I could see that there's two ICE officers involved. One appeared to be at the driver's side door of the vehicle, trying to get the driver to get out of the vehicle or stop. Wasn't prying the door open, wasn't fighting them, was just at the window, appearing to either try to open the door, maybe get them to stop or not flee, at which point they did. And you can see the other ICE agent in front of the van and direct what appears to me, at least that's from the video. Again, video don't lie. I know there's AI and all kinds of stuff out there now, but this is multiple angles. Video don't lie. And from that angle, it appears that that officer is directly in front of that van when she accelerates. It is unfortunate that somebody has lost their life, and it is unfortunate the way some of the leaders are talking about this and blaming ICE and saying that it is on their head. I don't have time to play the audio, and I didn't clean up the one from the mayor, Chris, because he curses. He basically says, the mayor of Minnesota goes up, and Minneapolis goes up, and he says, my message to ICE, get the bleep out of our town. We don't want you here. Somebody is dead, and it's on you. And you guys know, one of the things that I always say is, where's the personal accountability? You can be mad for ICE being in that neighborhood. You can be mad that ICE is even there. You can be mad that ICE is doing their job, but that doesn't give you the right then to go and try to flee from a scene and put officers in danger. That's not on ICE. I'm sorry. But they're already gearing up for the riots. Come back on the other side. We have a guest. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We'll be right back. That's the verse of the day.
With us are in need.
The Scriveners want people to stop talking about it. Yep, I understand that. Bro, it's been a year since the ice raids in Bakersfield and no one was talking about that. I couldn't stand that individual who tried to team up for a project. That was a big nope. He tried to team up with you, JJ? Whoa. Whoa. All right, I got a question for you guys. Playing stupid games, win stupid prizes. I have an interview coming up with Dr. Naisha Davis Massie. She is a licensed trauma therapist. She's where's my notes? Clinical director and owner of Inspire Me Counseling and Psychotherapy. The only thing is she couldn't come in studio and she couldn't do it. Yes, it's mental health. She couldn't do it live and she couldn't do it in studio. So we pre-recorded the interview. So it's only audio. And I was very torn because I get very torn when it comes to, and this is me just being transparent with you guys, that, at least on the YouTube. Where's my phone? I felt torn on just doing the interview pre-recorded. I'm torn even now doing interviews over the phone because you guys on video just have to sit there and watch me stare off at my notes or the wall or something. And so I feel I'm trying to move away from those. This one happened very last minute of her not being able to make it. And so I was reluctant, but I did it anyways. And we're going to play that back right now. Do you guys want to hear the interview, or do you guys want to hang out and we'll talk about the Scriveners, we'll talk about Minnesota, we'll talk about local politics with the Smith boys and some other things that I'm working on and found out with them. It's up to you guys. I'm leaving it up to you guys, the viewers, because I feel bad. I don't want to just turn the audio and then you guys are just staring off like at the logo or something like that. So swingers party. Whoa. Hey now. What? No, yeah. The audience on the radio is going to get the interview. The audience on the radio, that interview is going to play. I'm not coming back right now. That's all pre-recorded. The radio will still get to hear the interview. This is just for you guys. This is just for YouTube. If y'all want to hang out, we can hang out. Stella's mom. Was Stella and never mind. I was like, hold on. Do I know you Stella's mom? Was your kid? Was our kids in class together somewhere? Y'all got it.
1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Oh, you got to hit play on that.
Welcome back. You are listening on Current Radio. You can also download that Current Radio app on your smart device. Find us streaming on YouTube. Just head over there. Look us up, Current Radio. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come along with us every single day. Find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X. Just look up Current Radio. I am also out there. JR Flores, or why not JR? It is a Wednesday, and so that means Wellness Wednesday. And part of moving into 2026, not only the physical and also spiritual, want to move into the mental health realm, as that is so, so important to all of us. And joining us today is Dr. Naisha Davis Massie. She is a licensed trauma therapist and also the clinical director at Inspire Me Counseling and Psychotherapy. Good afternoon, Dr. Davis Massie. How are you?
Good afternoon, JR. I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good for, what is this, the 7th day of the new year?
Yes.
I'm still trying to get into the whole thing. I was texting somebody yesterday and I started to say Happy New Year. And I said, well, it's already the 6th. Am I even allowed to say Happy New Year still?
Yes, why not?
And
We're still in the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, the first week, after the first week. And then we kind of got to put the Happy New Year's to bed and getting into actually focusing on the new year. And a part of that, for me at least, one of the resolutions that I've made is just being better about my mental health and just checking in, whether it's with friends and relatives, and making sure that their mental health is good, and also speaking to whoever I need to about my mental health. Talk to me. You're from Bakersfield, right?
Yes, I am. Born and raised here.
Nice. So you went to high school. Everybody says if you're from Bakersfield, first question, what high school did you go to?
Oh my goodness. It wasn't VHS.
I didn't go to BHS either, girl. I went to South High. I'm a rebel.
Okay. I used to work at South High.
Did you?
I did. I was a school social worker there for a period of time. But I went to Highland High School and I graduated from there.
Okay, I know a lot of Scots. Go Scots. I'm okay with the Scotsmen.
Yes.
And you said you've been here your whole life. What made you get into being a licensed trauma therapist?
I think that as a young age, I've always kind of known that I was here to help people. I always used to have people come to me and just talk to me about their problems, just randomly. And I've just kind of always been the person that finds joy with being able to support people. And so as I gotten older and just, started going to school, going to college and working towards my career goal, I knew this was something that I wanted to do, is to just help people in whatever capacity that I can.
Nice. And now you're the clinical director over at Inspire Me Counseling and Psychotherapy. Talk to me about not just the counseling, but explain psychotherapy to me.
Yeah, so as the clinical director of Inspire Me Counseling and Psychotherapy, I'm actually also the owner. And so psychotherapy.
Check you out, girl. Look at you.
So what we do is provide individual, family, couples, and group psychotherapy to people. So psychotherapy is the same as doing like counseling, doing therapy. People just use different names for the services, but they can be used interchangeably. So psychotherapy is basically a service that's provided by a licensed professional.
Oh, okay. Nice. I went through some rough times about 5 years ago. I went to therapy for about a year, maybe a little bit longer. Started off with weekly, bi-weekly. And then as we moved on, it's short, and then monthlies. And then we kind of just weaned off. And he was like, you're okay. You got this.
Right.
And I said, no, I don't, Doc. I don't got this. And a lot of the stress comes around with the new year. I mean, we're trying to put away 2025. We're trying to step into 2026. We have all these New Year's resolutions. We have all these goals and all these dreams of what 2026 could be. And sometimes it's just overwhelming.
Right. That's true. I agree. Totally agree. I think that people, sorry.
Go ahead. I was just saying, what are some of the tips you have for people?
Yeah. I was just going to kind of agree with what you said, because I think that for most people, the expectation for the new year is to be happy or be motivated and think that, okay, we have to create all of these goals and resolutions as the new year starts. But one thing that I will say is oftentimes that brings a lot of anxiety, sadness, and burnout to people, because again, they think that they have to have this big grand goal as we go into the new year. One of the things that I like to acknowledge for people is that you don't have to feel the pressure of trying to reinvent yourself by January 1st. And so, yes, 365 days pass and we start the beginning of what is a new year. However, sometimes people still struggle with just, some of the post-holiday blues of trying to get through the holidays. People suffer from seasonal affective disorder, and that doesn't end just because the new year starts. That kind of keeps going until spring starts to come in. People are dealing with the financial stress of spending too much money, for
Yeah,
Christmas
well,
and
just
for
the
the
pressures of
holidays.
Christmas, of what am I going to get everybody? Is this enough?
Right,
Am I doing enough? And then, like you said, so
right,
for some people, it's just seasonal depression where it might be loneliness. Maybe you don't have family around the holidays.
right.
Maybe you just got out of a relationship and it's a really tough time. And then all of a sudden, January 1st, you're supposed to be this perky person.
Yes, no, not at
And
all.
then the
And
weather
so,
here hasn't been helping. Let's just be honest, doctor. I mean,
no, that is the truth. It's been a lot of gloomy days.
yeah, and that could wear on people.
Right. A lot of gloomy days, a lot of dark days. And I think the darkness is one of the things that contributes to people who suffer from seasonal affective disorder. So around the holidays, I do a lot of conversation about how to get through the holidays, being able to navigate grief and happiness all at the same time, because people do have the expectation of holidays, okay, joy, family, friends, and there's an expectation that we have to rise to the occasion. However, one of the things that I like to tell people is that the holidays is a difficult time for a lot of people. And so many people suffer from grief. And it's okay to be in that space of grief. It's okay to set appropriate boundaries with family and friends and not show up to functions if you're not in the space to do so. And then also when you have moments of joy, to embrace the joy too, because the joy and the sadness can coexist at the same time.
I think the hardest part for me is telling people no, that I can't make it.
Yeah, that's a
And not
hard boundary.
just around the holidays, all the time,
Mhm.
because I always feel like I'm gonna disappoint somebody by telling them no, I can't make it. So what I usually tend to do, Doc, is I usually say, yeah, I think I can make that, and then I don't show up.
Right, right. And then do you feel guilty after you don't show up?
I do, yes, I do.
Yeah, so that's where you could get better with setting a boundary. And so saying no is a complete sentence. And when we set boundaries, people often think that there's an expectation to explain why you can't make it or why you're going to say no. And that's not true. You don't owe anybody an explanation unless that's something that you want to give willingly. But when we set a boundary, boundaries are about protecting our peace. And if protecting our peace means that we are not in the space to show up at a function, then it's okay for us not to be present there. Or either you can set a time limit of, okay, I'm going to show up, but I'm only going to stay for 5 or 10 minutes. And then I'm going to allow myself to leave after that.
I like that one. That's what I tend to do sometimes too, is I'll come in, make sure I'm seen by the right people, and then sneak out the back 5 minutes later.
Right. Make an appearance. You made your appearance, and then give yourself permission to leave with no guilt and no apologies.
With no guilt. That's the other problem, is I can't feel guilty about it.
Right. Boundaries are good things. They're not bad things. They're not negative things. So yeah, just getting in the habit of being able to set those boundaries and be consistent with them and be okay with the boundaries that you set is the goal that you want to make.
Right. We're speaking with Dr. Naisha Davis Massie. She's a licensed trauma therapist, also the clinical director and owner of Inspire Me Counseling and Psychotherapy. The problem I deal with, I think, is coming into the new year. I told you it was just going to be me on the couch by the end of this, doctor. I'm sorry.
Okay,
this is just for me to get free clinical help, really. No, I'm just kidding. But the problem for me is okay, so January 1st comes, and it's on a Thursday. So everybody goes, yeah, Monday. We'll start Monday. And then Monday comes, or Monday's coming around the corner, and all weekend I'm like, I got to be prepared for Monday. Monday's the start of my new schedule. I'm waking up earlier. I'm trying to implement these things. I need to get ready for Monday, and then I start to feel overwhelmed.
Yes, that happens.
How do I fix that?
Well, I will say with that, one of the things that I've kind of been doing a lot of talking about as we've been approaching this 2026 on my podcast and just on my social media apps is to encourage people to approach the new year more with intention and purpose. And so when we approach the year with intention, it's not something that has to be grand and big. We can just be intentional about the fact of maybe we want to drink more water as the year approaches. Maybe we want to do better with our sleep patterns, or maybe want to do better with setting boundaries. And so when we set intentions,
Did you read my notes, doctor? I mean, did you go through my journal? Or did somebody tell you I better sleep patterns? My goal was to be in bed by 10 o'clock every night and to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, spend the first hour of my day with the Lord, do some exercising, and then get my daughter up and out to school.
Right. Okay. Those are good. Those are good goals. Very good goals. And
but they can be overwhelming to try to achieve on a daily basis as I go. And I know I've watched some of your videos, and it's I'm trying to eat the whole elephant at once.
No, not at all. You have to take small pieces at a time. And so with that, with goals or intentions or whatever, resolutions, whatever people want to call them, you approach those with small, gentle steps, and you don't be hard on yourself when maybe you don't make the mark.
That's the other part, doctor.
Yeah.
Is once I've fallen, I go, oh, well, and I'm sure a lot of people do that. Once you've fallen, you go in your New Year's resolution, you go, oh man, I messed up. I didn't get up early this day, or this day I didn't eat right, or that day. And then it's out the window and you're like, well, it's over now.
Right. People get discouraged.
Right.
But one of the things I'll say to that is you have to embrace anything that you do with compassion, and you have to show yourself the same compassion and grace that you would show somebody else. And so that means that, relinquishing any guilt or shame that's associated with the fact that you didn't make the mark, or you didn't meet the expectation that you originally set for yourself. You just redefine the expectation, and again, take small steps.
Yeah, because you have to remind yourself, failing one day out of 365 days doesn't mean the whole year is done.
No, absolutely. I mean, my motto is there's no perfect people allowed. And so with that being said, nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to make the mark every single day. We're going to miss the mark at some point. It's just a matter of when we miss the mark, okay, get back up and just keep trying. Even if that rolls over into the next new year, it's okay.
It's okay. That's the important thing to tell yourself. It's okay. It's okay even if you're not okay.
Right. That is true. That is so true. That's true.
You're gonna be all right.
Yeah, just reground. Keep starting over. You're allowed to start over as many times as you need to. Nobody has given you a time limit that says, oh, you only get 5 redos.
and your resolution doesn't always have to just start in January. You can start a new resolution in February. Say that one isn't working for you and you need to reset. Reset in February. Who said you can't?
And restructure. Restructure your goals. When it comes to goals, a lot of people create these goals for themselves, and sometimes the goals are grand, not realizing that when you create goals, you have to create goals that are actually attainable. And sometimes that's making a smaller goal to get to a bigger goal, and celebrate the wins along the way, because that's what's going to encourage you and motivate you to keep going, is when you recognize that you're making some progress and you continue to celebrate as you go.
I love it. I love it. Dr. Naisha Davis Massie, thank you so much for joining me today. You have helped me to move a little bit more graceful with myself into 2026.
Great. I'm glad to hear that. I appreciate you and I'm glad to be here today.
Yeah, no, again, Dr. Naisha Davis Massie, she's a licensed trauma therapist, clinical director, and owner of Inspire Me Counseling and Psychotherapy. If anybody needs to find you, how do they do that?
They can give us a call. Our number is 661-323-3100, or they can reach out to us via email, which our office email is info@inspiremecounseling.com.
All right. And you mentioned you had a podcast. Where what's the name of that, and where can we find it?
Yes. So I have a podcast that's an extension of my book that I wrote, which is called Your Story Does Not Define You, A Healing Journey Through Trauma through Self-Affirmation. The podcast is called Your Story Does Not Define You, the podcast with Dr. Naisha Davis Massie, and you can find me on any podcast platform that you utilize, or also on YouTube.
I love it. Well, Dr. Davis Massie, I'm sure this is just the first of many times I will sit on the couch with you and verbally vomit in front of everybody. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time today.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Dr. Naisha Davis Massey.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Thursday edition, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton Show. We will break down the absolute latest in the ongoing imbroglio in Venezuela. Tim Walz, the fallout continues on Minnesota fraud. All sorts of decisions being made when it comes to vaccines and health-related issues in the country. The Maha movement having a strong run. We will discuss all that and more. You won't want to miss it. Thursday edition, Clay and Buck.
Live 9 to noon. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
And we're back. Another commercial for California Fruit Depot.
Cal Fruit Depot.
First, it needs to be said that a lot of listeners are complaining that you're not pulling your own weight on these commercials.
Wait, this is a 1-minute podcast. I'll lead with that. Now back to you.
If you're wearing a jacket and you're hearing this commercial, come on out to California Fruit Depot. Come on out and see us.
Not Christmas.
Oranges.
It's a jacket special.
Dates, shakes, smoothies, all those things. They're available.
What
Come
else
on out.
do
You
you
can
have out
ship
there?
them to family and friends all over the country.
Shipping available.
Another thing I like to talk about is getting a jingle.
please.
We need a jingle.
We do need it.
All musicians, bands. Hey, if you got AI capabilities, send us an AI commercial
Submit it.
for California Fruit Depot. Has to be radio friendly.
Ooh, California Fruit Depot.
Got your citrus. Got your nuts.
Come get some dates. Come get your dates.
Send your jingle to citrusjinglecontest@gmail.com and come out to California Fruit Depot. Google us for directions, or you can visit us online at calfruitdepot.com.
Hey, I made the commercial.
Are you looking for a hospital that truly cares for your health and well-being? At Good Samaritan Hospital, they provide high-quality medical detox, psychiatric services, and medical and surgical care. They accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal, Medicare, and Kern Family. They offer Kern County's longest-standing inpatient detox program with dual diagnosis that combines medical care and withdrawal management all under one roof. Learn more at GoodSamaritanHospital.com or call 661-215-7500. Good Samaritan Hospital. They care for their community.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
The Armstrong and Getty Show. Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1
I'm back.
and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Don't you come to your senses? Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. Check us out online at currentradio.com. We'll have a I thought you were trying to tell me something. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. Want to thank Dr. Naisha Davis Massey. Sorry, for coming on today, taking time out of her scheduled mental health. It's big, you guys. I went through it a couple years ago where I went and sought out some therapy and just went through some things. And it was probably the best thing I've ever done in my life. As a matter of fact, I could probably go back right now and would be able to just sit on the couch and it would feel really, really good. So if you guys are ever feeling like you need to talk to somebody, go out there and just find somebody you feel comfortable with, preferably a professional or clinical psychologist, but even just a group of friends that you really, really trust, really, really love, or just want to be around and help you along your way. I used to, at that time, not only did I have my therapist, but I also had what I called the Council of Wise. And I just had about 4, maybe 5 people from time to time that I would just reach out to and just talk to about different things, whatever I was stressing about, whatever I was worried about, whatever I was going through at that time. There was about 4 or 5 people that I could reach out to and just knew that I can depend on. So just get that circle of friends and get out there if you're feeling any sort of way with your mental health. 661-842-KERN. Anything on the board before we jump into something else, sir?
Hey, JR, we are
Yes.
planning to go to the radio station on Easton Drive to protest for they give you more time on the air because 1 hour is not enough for you, and give us a lot of information.
Don't protest.
Happening in Kern County, noon to 3 should be good.
Don't protest. Just go down or send an email, wsmith@americangeneralmedia.com. That'll be our protest. I guess maybe we'll extend it and just do YouTube for the first hour and do like a 2-hour show because a lot of people do that nowadays too, where they'll do like an hour of podcast where it's all just video podcast, and then they'll come on and do an hour of radio, and then they'll go on and me and Chris will do a show together off to the side, and we'll just call it Knuckleheads, and then somebody else will do. Do you like that?
Already has Knuckleheads.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Quentin Richardson has a podcast called Knuckleheads.
Well, we couldn't be Brilliant Idiots. Isn't that one taken too?
That's also taken.
Yeah,
which is a fantastic one.
I love that podcast.
Between them and Flagrant, that's usually my weekend watch.
Yeah,
those and some other stuff.
And that's what Brilliant Idiots is. It's Andrew Schultz, who does Flagrant and is a comedian and does all kinds of other shows. Him and what's his name? Charlemagne, the God. Who does radio and podcasts, and then they come together and have a podcast, and that's all. That's what everybody's doing now. So maybe we'll just do that. I'm in the works talking to some people and trying to do some different podcasting. So I know an hour isn't a lot on the radio, and I try to get in as much as I can. And you guys know me. If it's local for me, then it leads. There are a lot of things that affect us, at least here on a local level, that no matter if you are a Republican or Democrat, I think we can agree on. Zach Scrivner is one of those things that no matter what side of the aisle you should sit on, I think we all agree that family's got to go away. There's tons of them. Waste of our. What does Andre, our favorite city councilman, say? Our precious limited tax dollars, to make sure that they are spent wisely. The city council and local leaders in this town have gotten away with not being held accountable for a very, very long time. I thought about this today. Part of the problem is in this community, you get caught up in wanting to be friends with everybody. And so everybody knows everybody. You see everybody at the same event. You see everybody at the same fundraiser. You see everybody at all of them. And so, yeah, you start to become chummy. You start to become friendly. And then it comes a time where you have to report on something they have done. And now you feel like you can't. Guess what? JR don't care. I call them all out. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make a better community. That's it. And far too often, things will happen and people don't want to talk about it, for fear of retribution or fear of not being liked or fear of somebody coming to them and telling them that they can't say those kinds of things. JR's not tied to anybody. Sorry. I'll call you guys hear me. I'll call you all out. I'll call out Andre. I'll call out Cynthia Zimmer. I'll call out Ken Weir. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat to me. I don't care. The things that matter to me are my community, the things that I can touch right here, that I can obtain, that I can make a difference in. Things that affect every single one of us on a daily basis. And that's what this show is dedicated to. But there's other what do they say? Irons in the fire. Is that the saying? A couple of things. If you were on YouTube yesterday, you heard me and Matthew Martin talking about something that we're trying to cook up inside of the stockyard. Get over to the stockyard on Thursday. But we're going to try to shoot some stuff in there. We're talking a lot about, especially with this year coming, and politics. We're going to try to cover a lot of local and state issues, both from my standpoint as a no party preference, and the Republican and the Democrat all sitting around having these discussions. I want to be able to bring that to you guys. I want to extend the What the Faith Fridays and do them bigger and longer and play segments back. There's a lot of things going, but I can't, like the doctor said, you eat an elephant one bite at a time. And so we'll get there. Just send in those emails. wsmith@americangeneralmedia.com. Got to get out of here. Make room for the Ralph Bailey Show. It's a Wednesday. Who is here? Wednesday. Howard Marcus stops by. This has been the JR Show. Lily, Dad loves you.
This is AM 1180 KERN Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
All right, guys.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith
I got to
Peters
clear the
in
room for the
Washington.
Bailey. I want to thank you guys for hanging out today. I know it's rough when you're just watching the video and there's nobody there, and I'll take it up here. And it's a recorded interview, so we're really going to try to move away from those, or at least get Zoom so you guys can see those videos too. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out, being patient with me. Keep moving, keep stepping. Let's do this. All right.
Yeah, that's huge.